Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our live, ladies and gentlemen. Da, da, da. Sit with me at my kitchen table and let's talk. Let's talk. What's up, Sean? How you doing, fam? Yoga girl, Kenyatta in here. What's up, Reese? Zuri's in here. What's good? What's good? What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Black Boys Home podcast slash live show. It is me, Brandon Copeland, founder of Black Boys Home, here to talk with you about some of the things that we think are important, some of the things that you want to talk about. So please, if you have any questions, drop your questions in the chat. I'll be being joined by a good friend of mine, another member of Black Boys Home, Ty. If you don't know about Ty, Ty is a wonderful ball of energy, very insightful when it comes to how to connect with people, how to get yoga in the lives of black boys and black men. And so I'm always excited to connect with him on these podcasts and get a chance to just pick his brain, see his perspective. Before we get too far, before Ty joins and I forget, I want to remind you that we will be on Clubhouse tonight. If you're listening in the future, please follow us on Clubhouse so that when we do jump on, you can jump into the conversation. Tonight we'll be talking about yoga and spirituality, which is a topic that is near and dear to my heart because it is something that I think makes yoga for black men, especially, is that connectedness to themselves. What's up, Ty? I see Ty coming in. Connectedness to themselves through a higher power, right? So being able to see the God within you when the world kind of may say that it's not there, or being able to create a positive situation out of a negative one, or being able to just rejoice in the things that are positive in our everyday lives, right? That can be hard for a lot of brothers to do. And so I think that it's an amazing opportunity when you get on a yoga mat and when you see brothers able to connect with each other and make it okay, for the next person to feel as if they can be comfortable. It's just a wonderful thing. And so here comes Ty. I can get to rapping. I can stop rapping. Come on into the room. Hey, how you doing? Are
Oh
you
my bad.
how's it
I'm over
going?
here. I'm over here grinding and whatever. Hold on 1 second.
You jamming? How you living,
Oh yeah,
man?
I'm good, man. Just got finished teaching this law school real quick. I'm um
Nice.
I'm just taken back by this opportunity that they gave me, man. It shows that a lot of people are going through stress and anxiety everywhere. So I was humbled by the
I'll tell you
reviews that
what,
I
law
received.
students. Yeah, law students got to be at the top of that list.
Yeah, man. Shout out to St. John's Law School. Shout out to them. I think they out in New York.
Yeah, St. John's
Yeah,
College.
shout out to them, man. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to teach y'all, man. That was my first time ever teaching a law school.
That's cool, man. That's love. That's love. I've taught. It's funny. I taught some law students, but never at a school. Although I feel like that would be a great opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I think that people don't really understand the value of yoga until they're stressed out. And my legal students definitely needed the class. Like I gotta
Word.
have it because it's so stressful trying to learn the law. But how you doing, man? How's everything going with you?
Oh man, it feels good to be back on the grid.
Wait, hello, hello.
Spiritual and mental detox as well from social media, and it just feels different, man. I'm still traveling, still just finding peace, and maintaining that peace and always getting clarity everywhere I go. So, God is good, man. I'm feeling protected. I'm feeling covered.
That's
What's
love.
going on with you?
Same. Well, not traveling as much, at home with the kids, trying to keep it on the level. But you know what? Given a lot more opportunity just based on just stress, I guess, being around, the same space all the time. A lot more opportunity to figure out my own patterns and sit with myself, practice. Like I got up this morning like 4 o'clock and just was up, so just got up and like milled around, practice, listen to some yoga stuff, like just getting more used to this quarantine lifestyle where, we're always at home. So seeing a more natural pattern kind of arise in my practice, not based on like when kids got to go to school or when I got to be at work. And so it's been an interesting interesting period of time, I'll say, for
Facts,
sure.
man. Yeah, I think I don't know if it's this retrograde that we in or what, man. I literally just keep myself busy. I gotta meditate. I gotta be outside. Like I'm not letting this
Yeah,
quarantine like blow my shit. Like I'm
yeah,
always just in that space of like, tranquility. Like, just
yeah.
keeping all the negative energy away from me so I could just stay aligned, man, and center.
And so, how do you do that? How do you like for other brothers listening now, like that might not be, on the same path or not as far into their own personal practice? Like, how would you suggest some easy ways for brothers to stay kind of level headed in quarantine?
So I journal. Now I'm journaling a lot now. Also working on my book. That's been keeping me at peace. I also write poetry. I'm a poet. So sometimes when I just need to get all the thoughts on my mind, I just start writing. Um, I'm actually working on my guitar, trying to get this together. This is like I love
Okay,
music. Yeah, so I'm
okay.
adding this to my poetry wave and stuff like that. So
I see you.
uh nah man, I'm the king. I'm trying to be the king of all trades, students of everything,
I was about
man.
to say, yeah,
And
you have to beat him off with the stick, bro. It's like
dude, you
poetry.
silly.
I got it. He came out with the big boy guitar. So you know what?
Yeah,
Or you
man.
like songs? Oh, okay.
Oh
You
yeah,
like
I like getting busy.
I
I
like
love
songs.
music, man. I love music. I tell people one of my love languages, somebody that loves good music, man. Like
Yeah,
music is so much therapy. People don't realize it that music is like a song for every emotion. And outside of that, like I love like scenery, like good aesthetics. Like I'll probably go to the beach, hit a mountain,
yeah,
hiking, and like I just tell everybody, just embrace nature, man. Nature
yeah,
is like the piece that we don't need to be caged up in the house, man. So always get some fresh air, step outside, work on your different pranayamas, like that's very important. And just never forget to breathe, man. Don't hold all
yeah.
that energy in, man. Just bring it out.
Yeah, it sounds like the stuff that you mentioned all kind of circles around that. Like being creative in your writing or in your music, going outside, like you said, all of that is real breath focus. Like we don't think about it because we're focused into it. One thing for me that I could say, I'm really working on getting back into art. I mean, to art, into writing, but I found a lot of freedom in art. Like I feel like I really love like painting and sitting there and just kind of being with my own thoughts and being in a space that's kind of like yoga, where it's a little bit more abstract in that you can do whatever you want, like you can do what you want on the mat, but like you have these techniques and kind of rules you can play with. And so I think it's really cool to hear you say writing, because I think that for me, just getting my just for some the hand on the brush and the pen, like all of that expression through the lens. It's something that we control in our yoga practice, but we never really get to see manifest unless we like write it out or paint it or draw it or whatever. Um, and so that's dope. That's dope. I actually also, like you said too, with nature, it's got my bike fixed. So it's like this
Oh
quarantine
man.
stuff is giving me a lot of opportunity. Yeah, I'm ready to hit the road, my boy. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. But because I'm getting heavy. I find myself getting full over here. Like, are you noticing that? Like, are you? How's your diet going?
uh, so I'm coming up on being vegan for March makes 10 months. Me
Wow.
becoming vegan. Yeah, man, this has been like
Congrats, man. Like,
bro,
ooh,
bro.
that's
I ain't gonna.
tell me about that, bro. Like, what is that? I have aspirations to do things like that. I think, you know what I'm saying? Like I think I want to do that because I know that like the health benefits, and I've done like this challenge, right, where you do the first 11 days is a all plant based meal. Second 11 days is two, and I love how like now I've realized you don't have to eat meat with every meal, but how do you
Mhm.
make it as like a vegan? Like how do you not like feel like damn I want to eat that or this or like do you feel that like what's that like and what's the benefit of it?
So let's see. Uh, for starters, yo, I miss real pizza. I miss real. I miss real tacos. Like those
I
are
feel
like
you.
Those are,
That's in Newark.
oh man, I miss those things. But
Yeah.
on the flip side, like I'm not just being vegan for me. I'm being vegan for my family. You know, I think you know, I've been more health conscious about the things I eat. And now my family's seeing it, so they're not coming plant based, but
Yeah.
they're eating more fruits and veggies and things of that nature. So, when I went to the doctor, my doctor was like, "Yo, this is like the healthiest you've been in a long time." But I'm like, I've always been health conscious, right? Like I did pescatarian, I did a paleo diet one time, but then
Okay.
I just got away from meat because I was like, yo, meat, I'm not about that life anymore. Like I cut meat out about, I say about 3 years now, 3, 4 years now. And like I'm
Hmm.
lighter, like I can eat like a big cheese, like a vegan cheesesteak, right? So my vegan cheesesteak be like either oyster mushrooms,
Yeah.
peppers, onions. Like I be hooking it up, bro. Like I be chefing.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm about to start my nutrition
Okay.
channel in March. I make like
Yeah.
little vegan bowls, acai bowls.
Yeah.
Like you definitely have a lot of energy, man. You definitely can supplement the protein for a lot of plant-based products, and it's all about the mindset. But I will always tell anybody that decides to go plant-based, check with your doctor first, because a lot might not be like vegan might not be for you. You're right, because you might need certain supplements
Mm.
within your body. Like I know a lot of people take a lot of fish oil pills. A lot of people sit there because sometimes you need that omega 3 to get through whatever you have to
Right.
do. So,
Right. Right. Right.
but I do like the proper nutrients, take my multivitamins. Always got sea moss and elderberry on deck, um, uh,
Yeah.
and also the black seed oil. But I just think
Right.
it's all about the mindset, man. Like we really tell people, man, I can't leave this lifestyle. Yeah, you can, man. It's all a choice. You decide to stay stagnant. You decide to stay in these spaces, right? It's
Yeah.
all about making a choice to sit there and be better. So I'm good, bro. Like I'm like I can eat a whole meal and I still have a lot of energy. So
Yeah,
it all
yeah,
just
and
depends on your
that's what
preference.
I've always loved. That's what I've loved when I was able to stick my toe in, the pool and try it. Like you said, the lightness that you feel, the clarity. Like it's not just a lightness. I think just for those who maybe don't practice as much or aren't familiar with like what lightness might be when we reference it, but like you don't feel the need to sit like you might after a burger or like the need to like let your food digest. You know what I'm saying? Like it's funny because it's like I've gotten really into smoothies as a part of just remnants of that previous diet, and I'll
Hmm.
find that I look up and I'm hangry because the food is just it's not sitting there, and it's like so it's like it's nice, but then it's just gone. Like you just like oh wait, like the hunger comes back in a faster way. I think because my body was so used to just meat sitting in it, and so really feeling what real hunger feels like, compared to like oh wait, I just don't have anything on my stomach makes you feel light, like you feel like you could just run forever, or like like not even like for me, I get that energetic burst like where I want to move because I just don't. I'm full, I have energy, but I don't feel weighted down. And so what is it like getting, because for me the hardest part was like I got tired of the same things. So like what are some of your favorite like meals, like what is the easy, oh, and shout out to Nashville, watching from Nigeria. I think that's super dope.
Oh
Shout out
wow.
to you. Yeah,
Wow.
very cool. She's watching live from Nigeria, so shout out to our brothers and sisters in Nigeria. Thanks for joining for sure. But like
Everybody.
you say it one more time? I think you cut out a little bit.
No, I said happy Black History Month, man. Let's not forget that.
Amen. Happy Black History Month. Happy Black History Month. For sure. But back to this. How do you what are like your go to meals? I know you said like the cheesesteak, but like what do you kind of look like? How do you keep vegan food interesting? Because like I find myself wanting something savory, like a steak or like a burger, and I've had like Beyond Burgers and stuff like that, and that works really well. But like I like to figure out, like I know rices and grains and stuff. Like you got to kind of get used to that. Like, so what was that process like? Like switching from maybe pizzas and tacos and stuff to other stuff.
Yo, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It was hard because I watched so it was certain Netflix specials I watched, right? It was one that was called What in the Health. I kid you
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, that
after
one gets you. Yeah, that one gets you.
bro, after I watched What in the Health, I thought the only thing I was supposed to eat was grass. I was like, yo, I can't.
That's basically what they tell you, yo. They're
You
like, even
know,
the vegetables have Monsanto in them. Look at you eating it, and you're just like, ah.
yo, I was like, yo, what's going on? But then it was a Netflix joint that I watched that called Game Changers, right? And then
Okay.
I found out the strongest person in the world is vegan, and mind you, like his body
Oh
mass.
right, dude, with the what's his name?
I forgot his name. He was in.
With the long braid, black dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I like him.
so, then like I was just watching certain things that they were eating. Like they were eating like the bean quinoa burritos. They was just adding like little avocados in it and stuff like that. They were making they just had like different meals that you could try. Like ironically with the Beyond Burger, like I'll just cut that up and sit there and make that like a little meal for myself with that, with some potatoes and some brown rice and some black beans. That could be a meal.
Yeah,
I do the vegan pizzas. You just gotta go to like the right spots, yo. Like for,
yeah.
and then also I use like the cauliflower. I make that
Uh-huh.
like I make that almost like barbecue chicken or buffalo style chicken.
Yeah,
Like
I've heard of people doing stuff like that, and that I think that's hardest for me to wrap my mind around is like the replacement. You know what I'm saying? Like people will be like, "Try my vegan pork chops," and you're like, "My nigga, like, nah, bro." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't, I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I think it's great what you're trying to do here, but like, I'm from the South, so I'm not about to dip into no vegan pork chops. But like, I will try, for instance, um like a rice bowl or like a quinoa bowl. And so I think what inspires me, I think most about this that you have as a strength that a lot of vegans seem to have is just the ownership and your own ability to make decisions. And so it's like looks like I've realized like I went through this challenge, and it's funny because it's like it's online and I'm trying to like do it right and shit. And I realized like I wasn't really truly prepared the way that I needed to be. So it's like I
or
look up and I'm like, well, what can I eat? And it's like the same options. And so can you talk about like once you did make that switch, like what are some go-to like I need like I've realized I gotta if I'm ever gonna do I gotta have avocados at the crib. Like I have to because it's almost like the perfect it's almost like I get it. It's like it's almost perfect like it's filling enough for you to feel like you ate something, but it's not so filling that you feel heavy. So it's like, what kind of are your go-to like 5 like must-have like vegan items, like so you know you're ready to make different meals, you know?
I definitely for breakfast I will probably have avocado toast and I'll on Ezekiel bread, and I'll probably spread some agave on it because you know we can't have honey, so
Okay,
the
right.
replacement is agave. Uh,
Okay.
I'll do an acai bowl or a power bowl that has it'll have nuts, it'll have fruit, I'll even do like papaya bowls. Like that would be more like breakfast, and
Yeah.
lunch will be more like I said, maybe like 2 slices of vegan pizza, or they do like I said, I'll probably get like a small cheesesteak and some sweet potato fries. For dinner, like I don't try to eat heavy at night, even though vegan is not heavy.
Yeah.
But I think what people don't realize that it's still like the breakdown, right? You still have to
Right.
break all that down. Like some
Yeah.
would probably like people don't realize like quinoa, it will still take like about a good 8 hours to still break down because it's still heavy.
I
But
didn't realize that.
yeah, a lot of people don't know that though. So, but it's just a cleaner way to eat, right?
Yeah,
So,
that's a bad habit for me. I get like 8 o'clock. I'm like, oh, it's time to start eating. And then I'm finished by like 12:30 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but that's why I love this quarantine because you notice, you know, you're like, oh, this was like before that was like you winding down from work, you have an excuse. But now, you know, it's a lot more noticeable. And so these changes are good. All right. So you said quinoa, you got to be, so what time do you stop eating? Like
I try to stop eating around like 7.
for real?
Yeah, like if
That
it's
seems like so crazy to me. Like I'm like now, like I'm like, yeah, I'm not even getting hungry yet. Like, like you know what I'm saying? Like so, like all right. So what? So you always eat breakfast then? Like how do you? Because like I guess you don't. What you probably wake up ready to eat.
bro, I'm ready. I'm ready to fuck some shit up as soon as I wake up. I ain't going front.
I'm ready to fuck some shit up as soon as I wake up, bro. It's over. It's over.
We gotta have it.
I'll probably
See,
have some.
that sounds more balanced, yo. That sounds like a lot more balanced. Cause like I'm like, I was, you know what the difference is, and I'll ask you about like the feeling on this. Like for me, it was like physique. So it was like I always could eat what I wanted because it never stayed on me, right? That don't mean I didn't feel sluggish. That didn't mean that I wasn't like, heavy. That doesn't mean that I wasn't necessarily even unhealthy. It just means that I wasn't holding on to it. But like in quarantine, I'm starting to sit, and so I can see it. And so I'm realizing all these other effects as to like, it's not just your weight, it's your mood, it's your like energy, it's how you choose to interact with food. And so like speak to that, like you wake up in the morning, you ready to eat, like, so like what is that, how does listening to your body in a way that is a little more natural organize your day?
Well, so it's been hard because like the way my day set up, like I do my primary from 8, because I work in the school system. So my primary is from like 8 to 3. So sometimes I might not be able to make like a breakfast, like a balanced breakfast like I need to, right? So I'll just pack a lunch bag with like carrots, apples, bananas. I make sure I take my sea moss with my vegan protein shake, and like that's probably my meal. And then I'll probably get like a trail mix, right? Like probably some almonds, some
Something to snack on.
yeah, like the antioxidants and stuff like that. So I got like little rabbit food during the day that's filling me up, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I
yeah.
call rabbit food, because that's just, you just really nitpicking at it. And
Yeah,
then
little
uh,
snacks, yeah,
and then
carrots and
by
shit.
lunchtime I can actually go grab something. So
Yeah.
it just
Do you
all
have any
depends.
like spots that you like I know we got Sweet Green and shit like all out here, but like are there any spots that you like are local spots you find yourself going to more, or like any like main places that you trying to
Yeah,
try to be at?
we got this black owned vegan spot called Healthy Hippie. And
Okay.
yeah, I wish I had the menu on me right now. Like the menu is incredible. We also got this spot out here called Blueprint Cafe. They got these things that's called dirty fries, but it's all vegan. It's like vegan meat
Mhm.
and everything like that, vegan sour cream and all that. Like, yo, that's
Yeah, so you can get that little fix of like a I want to say good, because that's a misnomer too. I want to say just for people listening, like vegan food be tasting, in my opinion, better. A lot of like when it tastes good, it's like a vegan or like a vegetarian good is like really good because it's all seasoned and spices, and like it's not relying on that like natural, fat instinct that we get. You know, and it's like when you hear it dropped on the pan, you're like sizzle, like you're something in your instinct makes it taste better. But
right.
vegan food that I've had, like Indian foods or like like curries, like bruh, curry is so good, and you realize it's just powdered peppers, so it's just like you realize that. We have some questions for you in the chat I wanted to ask. Let me see. What would be wise for those who work overnight? What do you think? Journey to Antoinette, thanks for asking the question.
I actually, to be honest, it may be just me. I fill myself up with grapes. Like,
I've heard about that.
yo, I be having like a big bowl of grapes and I be good. Like
Yeah.
grapes, or then I have this thing I'm actually drinking now that has ginger, hibiscus, cloves, antioxidants, and anti-seeds. It's like it's called Sabolo. So it's like a small remedy juice that I drink.
Okay.
And this is also a cleanser for me. So I just eat grapes and I just drink this. Like for real, like I don't. And then maybe if I'm a little bit hungry, I might have like a kale salad.
Yeah,
You know?
something heavier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like so I might eat a salad on top of with the grapes, but it's the grapes usually fill me up because by the time I'm like ready to like be unfull, like I'm ready just to be cleansed, I'm already knocked out.
Right.
So
Yeah, you're done. Yeah. And that's funny. Like I'm in this whole new, because I never had to like think about weight loss or weight or body or anything, right? Age just changes, whatever. So I started with this app, this Noom app, which is like it's talking about like your body psychology. It's a lot less about like how much do you weigh, what did you eat, like you can do all of that stuff, but it's like what are your triggers, what are the things, like what are your beliefs about food, what are the scripts that you have in your head, like if you see a full plate of food, do you think like automatically like I gotta clean my plate, like, or or it's rude to leave food behind, or like what are the ways that we like kind of think about our food? I had never, bro, and I tell you, like, I've been doing yoga forever, like vegans talking to me all the time, and I'm always just like, yeah, whatever, I don't got to do that. I do this. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I just literally like, and so like, but as I'm getting older, and I guess my body's becoming more sensitive, I'm starting to realize like how much it gives me feedback if I'm not eating meat. Like you said, like with the hibiscus and all these things, like you start to take your tongue tastes those things better when it's not kind of looking for that meat like thing. And so it's not like, again, I'll never probably ever really demonize meat completely, but I can attest to the fact that like my it's like my tongue woke up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it makes and because it makes a lot of a difference as to everything you eat because nothing sticks. And so it's like you really get like I realized I was like, damn, I have like a preference for things. Like I have a taste. And before it was like, what can I get barbecue sauce on? All right, bet. I'm gonna eat that. You know what I'm saying? Like now
I
it's
can't.
like, well, no, I want some lime, I think, or I want to take, you
Right.
know, it stretches your mind. And so like I think that like, can you speak to like as far as, you know, you are what you eat, like how has being vegan kind of changed your perspective about like the world or food, or like what food means to you, like compared to when you maybe were eating other ways before?
Oh, bro, man. My digestive system is different. My bowel movements are different. Um, like I don't, like you said before, like we talked about the itis. I don't have the itis no more. Like if anything, if I'm full, like it's a good full. Like I still have energy, like to write or type up some notes or something like that, or work on my blackboard or something. Like it's definitely helps me mentally too. Because you know sometimes we eat certain foods, you know, it definitely messes with your neurological system as well.
For sure.
Yeah,
You
a lot
get
of
stressed. You can get like for those who don't know, like beef, like a lot of these animals that pork that endure stress can carry those hormones through their blood into the meats that you eat. Processed meats are often overtaxed, so
hmm
they're under stress because they're constantly pumping with hormones. Your processing, you know, alone kind of flushes things with chemicals, and so there is plenty to be said about, you know, the body chemistry. You know, if you look at young girls now getting a lot more, and young boys also with like things like things affecting them differently, but like they're saying young girls are getting their periods a lot earlier because of the hormones and chicken and stuff like that. Young boys are experiencing hormonal changes because of soy and like how that doesn't necessarily. So it's like, and so
yeah,
that's the thing too. Like a lot of this, like if while we're talking about it, it's not just taking meat out of your diet. I think that I want people to take away from this conversation, and for, you know, any type of changes that they make, it's making it's understanding that the decisions that you make about whatever you put in your mouth, you know, be it green, be it like you said, not meat but soy, like they say some of those soy burgers or other burgers, they're just as unhealthy as meat, you know, if not worse in certain ways. So, you know, just being more conscious. And I guess we can finish out on this, like what can you speak to that like internal shift that you've noticed, like about like maybe like how you consider value, you know, like before I think it was like what can sustain us, what's like, you know, when you're eating meat, it's like you want a burger for the value is like I'm not hungry. And so with a vegan perspective or like a vegetarian perspective or like a more conscious perspective, hunger isn't driving you. You know, it's not like, well, I got to just put something in my body. It's more of a conscious choice. So like, how does that reflect in your spirit and, like you said, in your mind and your mindset? Like maybe share that with us.
oh man, I mean my mental is definitely different. Like back in the day, I used to throw down food like a garbage disposal. Like I was tearing stuff up. But now it's like people don't realize when they look at my plates, like when they look at my entrees and my appetizers, they're like, "Yo, bro, you still you full?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's all a mental thing, man." Like
Mhm.
everybody, like I don't know if you ever heard the quote, like if the eyes can talk, the things they would say, like how your eyes are bigger than your stomach.
Yeah, that's real. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like you see food and then you be like, "Yo, I need to eat it," but in reality, know what I mean, you're not really you're not really engaging in that mindset. Yo, you just need to start switching your narrative, and
You're
then
right.
where you constantly continue to eat certain nutrients and stuff like that, we don't realize that fill us up is more than just saying, "Yo, I need a burger," or
Right.
"I need to get like a whole pie," or "I need to get like I said, like the tacos, or I just need to get something because it's something that I'm used to eating, or it's
Right.
something that it was just in my mind at the time, or I need to get Chinese food or something like that. If you change your perspective, you change the way you live. You change
Yeah.
perspective, you just change the way of being more health conscious, health aware, and stuff like that. So now I'm just in a space that I'm growing, I'm evolving, and I'm being more health conscious on how I eat in front of my family, how I eat in front of my friends. And then now some friends of mine are like, yo, maybe I need to be vegan because
Yeah.
like you have
Right.
all this energy. Yeah, like they be like, damn, man, my knees hurt. Yo, I feel like I be having back spasms. I be having like stomach pains. I don't have that. I haven't been sick in the past year and a half since I've been changing like my eating habits. I don't have like I said, my bowel movements and all this stuff is different. So it's all about just switching. It's always about switching the process. But just like how you switch the process, health conscious, you can always switch the process. You gotta give yourself permission first to do that, right?
Right.
A lot of people don't know how to give themselves permission to sit there and embark on that journey. So that's what I would
Yeah,
tell
and
people. Just take your
I
time.
think, I think that that's the admirable thing, though. You know, like, and I think that one, like you said, it's the things that you don't recognize that are a big difference. Like you said, like the bowel movements of this being a major difference because you eat it. What you don't realize is that you're eating your water. So it's like it's not hard to do. It's not like it's like a big weight being processed, and like it's just like it's in and out. And so like your body becomes less of a temple to meat or like a place where it just rests, and it's more like it's like it feels like every food has all of the food has its purpose, and all that's truly being let go of is just waste, you know. And so I think that that's a really cool way to look at it. And I wanted to mention some wisdom that you dropped. I don't know if you did, about the grapes. They were saying in this new map that I'm looking at, they give you a lot of tips on how to start to feel fuller without eating, you know, as much unhealthy things. And one thing they talk about is how the water content in food. So it's like what will make you fuller, like 4 ounces of meat or like 4 ounces of grapes. And it's like, well, the grapes, because they have more water in them, so it's less calories, but it feels more filling. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, it moves through your body a lot faster. And so like, it's funny hearing you say all of these things that they mention as ways to kind of change your eating habits is stuff that you naturally have come closer to spiritually, like your decision making process, understanding that your mindset about food might be flawed, understanding that, you know, what you put in your body does have an effect on your long-term emotion, like all of that spiritual connection that you seem to have found through just the art of eating the food, not thinking about it, not researching it, is really inspiring to me. You know, like Antoinette said, is a confirmation, you know. Charles, yeah, tacos can be healthy. But you know, like, so and again, I gotta give you your kudos and your roses, because, you know, I think that a lot of times we like to think of like the yogi or like the person or like, you know, the next nigga on the Lululemon campaign or the front, like you think that's the person who like made it, you know what I'm saying? Not to say you've done these things, right? But like, I think that sometimes that can be like disillusioning where we like get to this place and we're like, oh, I thought that was it. It's like, no, bro. Like when I hear you saying how you're inspiring your community, especially the people closest to you, just based on your actions, not just off of talking shit, but like off your actions. When you are saying, you know, you're getting new opportunities, you're attracting these things into your life that are brand new. Like when I hear you saying that you feel different, you haven't been sick, like you're, you know, you're a shining example of what yoga can do for people. And I think that it's important that you get that acknowledgement as that example, bro. Like you're doing the work. It's showing, like, it's not just showing in a way that I could even ever qualify for you because you're seeing all this change for yourself, you know, like. And so I think as I just, like I said, I want to give you your flowers while you're here because you're just inspiring a lot of people. You're inspiring me, you know. And I think that, again, as somebody, and I'm saying this specifically as somebody who you know, giving props to or whatever, like, I need to know about the things you know what I'm saying? I know that, like you, this is why it's important that we're a collective, because it's like, as I, you know asana and teaching and all that other shit, I'm still learning how not to eat, you know, pork chops and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we always can build on each other. So kudos to you, brother. Kudos. I see the hearts going up in the chat. I think everybody, you know, everybody loves Ty.
Yo, how come I'm not seeing none of these messages, bro?
Are you not
Like,
seeing nothing? Oh man, that's why I keep talking, because they just, like, every time I say something, Like I just get like a burst, you know, the burst of the hearts on the side. It keeps on coming through. Yeah, but nah, bro. Like you're definitely an inspiring brother, and I'm honored to be on this journey with you, to share this stage with you, and be able to you know, just be a black man and talk about yoga. You know, like I think that alone is a privilege.
Yeah, man. So to all the viewers out there, let me get my jazz voice on real quick.
Hold on, let me grab my beer.
Yeah. Yo,
we're headed towards our clubhouse mode now.
word. Oh, make sure y'all check out Clubhouse at 7:00. We're gonna be talking about yoga and spirituality, like Brandon said. I wish I could see the messages. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, man, it feels good hearing it because Brandon knows how I feel about him. Like I always used to hit Brandon up about handstands, or like I want to be like this next great yogi.
Nah, tell him, Ty. Ty used to hit me up pissed. Ty used to be like, "These niggas don't know me, son," and I'd be like, you know, Ty, like I barely know you, Ty, but like,
Word, yo.
So let's bring it down. Like I get it, you know. And Ty, but the reason I feel like I always felt called to like you know, I get people all the time that like reach out and like whatever, but like I've always felt a connection to you because of your genuine person. You know what I'm saying? So keep going, keep going. Lavish me with praise. No, I'm just kidding. But no, you always are genuine, bro. But I do want to say, Ty has always been Ty. When Ty first hit me, it was not like, oh, Brandon, I would like to learn the asana. Like Ty was like, they don't fucking know me, son. From Newark, I'm gonna teach these niggas how. And I was just like, you know what? I see the diamond. I see the diamond. Let's do this. And you've been amazing since. But keep going.
Nah, like, so the crazy part about it is, you know, I can use different vernacular all the time, right? I don't like, you know, but I don't want to sound like a pompous asshole. Like, I feel like I'd rather be authentic, genuine and shit. Like, I'm not gonna come to Brandon like this is an interview. Like, hey, so I know you're the co-founder of Black Boys Own. You know, I just wanted to introduce myself. Let me just tell you about my accolades and things. Nah, nigga, nah. Like I'm not on that. Like I'm like, yo, bro, I want what you got. Tell me how to get it. And like everything about me was a hustle. And the thing about it was that Brandon humbled me a lot because it was to the point that, you know, he was like, yo, bro, you just became a yoga teacher like yesterday. Like some of us been doing it. Right. Some doing it for like 7 years, 10 years, 15 years. Like you're doing stuff that people that has a decade in are still trying to do. But I'm like, yeah, I get that. But, you know, I always tell them like, yo, like, but I need to get this like right now. Like, and then about it is because it's bigger than me. I always tell them like, yo, bro, I got to bring this back to Newark. I got to bring this back to our community. Like every time I travel, I got to let people know like, where did I learn? Like I always put Black Boys on the map. I always tell them like, yo, go follow Brandon, go follow Ahmed, follow my brothers that's out there, go follow Bruce, go follow like everybody that we got. Like, yo, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I am today. Make sure y'all holler at Danny. Like, but the thing about it was that I know that yoga is not about perfection. It's all about progression. So it was like I even had to dial it back a little bit, right? I had to go back to basics. Like people don't realize that doing like certain poses, like you could be in an extended triangle stretch, or you can do it like a Parsarita A or B or whatever like that. Those are still strong poses, right? Like we don't always have to be in a forearm balance or a scorpion that to make it look cool, right? Sometimes those strong, when you're doing it correctly, that can be a strong pose. You know what I'm saying?
And when you're doing, it's funny when you're doing the very, very, very difficult ones correctly, they're easy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's about, the poses are all meant to, and this is a yoga nerd in me, sorry for cutting you off, but the poses, asana is meant to be done with comfort. You know, like it's like a lot of times I think that the opportunities that we get as Black men is to find comfort in difficult situations when we never get that chance normally. It's just uncomfortable. And a lot of times you have to break a piece of yourself off in external situations like at work or, you know, even with certain relationships or certain, you know, beliefs about yourself, certain actions like my eating habits, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, the motivation that I have behind practicing has changed completely since I had, you know, just my last child, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like the variance that you can get in what the practice does for you is amazing. And I knew that when I talked to you, Because because it's funny, you first called me one time, and me and Lauren were out, and I was like, it was like one of the first times you called me, and I'm like, yo, is this nigga from Newark, like just going on my shit? And she checked me, and she checked me hard because I was like, I was like, I felt you were one of the first people where I felt like I didn't know what to say. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like I was like, because the energy you came with kind of met. It's like, old dog. Like you met me, and I was just kind of like like I was either going through some shit or like but I was just kind of in like I don't want to be like Fox and the Hound. Have y'all ever seen Fox and the Hound? I was the old hound, and he was like the young one. Like let's go. What the fuck? What we about to do? Like pulling on my ear and shit. I'm like, yo, leave me. Like,
what's so crazy? AOB, so crazy. Like a lot of people used to tell me that know you personally. They was like, yo, you remind me of you remind me of young Brandon.
Yeah,
You are like Brandon's like little brother because you act just like he did the first time he got his certification.
Because you're a real nigga, bro. Like, and that's what's funny. I be telling people all the time, like, people laugh at this more than anything in my class when I'm like, yo, I'm just a regular ass nigga, bro. And niggas just start laughing. And like at first, I was kind of like, am I a lame nigga? Like, what the fuck do y'all think? Why is this so funny? But then you realize people just don't think that you can be a real down to earth person and have perspectives like we have and do the things that we've done in certain ways. And not to, big us up or anything, but like, I think that people think they either like what I had to realize, which is what like I said, she checked me. She was like, yo, like not everybody has gone through like you said, the shit that you've gone through. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's seen this yoga shit and had to deal with the, Lululemons and had to figure out how to make a lane and made a lane. And then, this is what you wanted, my nigga. Like, the niggas are here. Like, what you about to do? And so I was like, it really woke me up as to like, damn, like in telling you to be patient, it was more me talking to me. Like we like to think that we'll get, and sadly as Black folks, we want this and we deserve it. But we like to think that we'll get to the end of this like spiritual journey. Like, all right, fine. Like my shit, like trap yoga, hip hop, I'm good. I got my training. I'm like, cool. I did the work. And then I got you coming to remind me, which is what you always need, like fresh blood. Like, no, this not done. We got to do this. We got to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I always appreciate it. I've always appreciated your authenticity. And I think that's what made me, relevant to niggas. Like I'm authentic, and you gave me a purpose to be like, oh no, this is effective. Like this is my people. Like I got people. You know what I'm saying? Like I look up, like she said, all my people are here. Like, oh shit, you my people. Like, and so seeing you do your thing just to me is inspiring, and I'm trying to, get on the wave.
Yo, what's crazy? What's so crazy? Everybody want to be a brother, but don't want to be a brother.
No,
that's the crazy part. Everybody want to call themselves, yo, that's my bro. That's what this, that, and the third. But yo, you was never in the trenches with me, man. Like when I was sitting there going through those hard times, like you don't know what I went through behind closed doors. So when I call somebody, they be like, yo, bro, I got you.
Right, I got you. Yeah, because I remember we had like an hour-long conversation. Like I'm like ordering soul food from this restaurant and shit, and I'm like I like stopped. We had a whole hour-long conversation, and afterwards, I guess to finish out what I'm saying, like what Lauren said, I felt purpose. Like it was a purpose. Talking to you and kind of mentoring you, and like seeing you having you push Black boys on with that lifeblood. Like it's like you're right. I was that to people. I did put all that energy in, and I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? And so I appreciate you, bro. Like I appreciate you. Because it's like you're gonna keep us turning to look back where we should be looking and focusing on what we're supposed to be focused on. And that ultimately, and what I guess the full wisdom that I've learned is that it's not the getting to the place or the feeling comfort. It's being able to look at things that are uncomfortable with a renewed purpose and focus. And like you're good. That's what the yoga does. Like that's what you're good at doing as a yoga teacher, is getting people to deal with what makes them uncomfortable and grow from it. But you get last word, fam, because I keep rapping and I gotta close. We were supposed to close out like 15 minutes ago.
Oh yeah. Oh, to all my new yoga teachers out there, or anybody that's about to get their certification and everything like that, don't whitewash yourself, man. Just constantly, just continue to keep being you. Like you don't want to sit there and go on YouTube, see how somebody else do it, or see how this person do it. Be you. because you the one who attracts your clients. Like
Yeah.
nobody else's message. Have your own message. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like when people take my classes from inversions or virtual, when I see my private clients, they're not getting something that they just saw on a WebEx or a Zoom or a YouTube, or they heard from someone else. They're getting me.
Yeah.
And I don't try to be nobody else but me. And that's the reason why I have always have a lot of clients, or a lot of organizations want me as a yoga teacher. But not only that, I always have a message with my classes. Like my last class, what I did with this law school, St. John's Law School, I was telling them how the only way out is through. And the crazy thing about it is, I learned that in Rocket, messing around with Brandon and David.
That's
Like,
yeah, and see, and that's the beauty of the practice, yo. Like you learn and you make it your own. And I think you hit a nail on the head. Like the people that need to hear your voice, your cousins, your uncles, your brothers, your nephews, your daughters, your moms, your friends, your people at church, they need to hear your voice. You show up talking like one of these other people, they know you, man. Like it's like, who are, like, you know, and ultimately I'll say this, you know, too, just to add, I know that's what I was gonna give you that last word, but like you gotta be right.
I don't
Like
care.
to add though, like as a black man, as a black person offering healing to other black people or just anybody in general, white people can get the word too, you know what I'm saying? Like to offer it in your voice is a healing process because you're channeling healing through your voice. It's not, you're not trying to be like Becky because she's holier than thou. You are black. Every black yoga teacher is an example. Better because we're all suffering. So it's like if you're doing something that's trying, even if it's just learning the Sanskrit or learning a pose or two, anything that you do that is a wellness thing is being an example. And so you want to be that black vocal example. Imagine if rock or hip hop or all the other expressions that we had were whitewashed. Imagine if Little Richard tried to sound like Elvis instead of the reverse, right? So it's like, I think that this, you know, cultural revolution that we're in is real and it's based in our wellness. And so I 100,000, 10,000% agree. I don't even talk to niggas that change up their voice for real. Like, it's like, no, I can be, it's one thing to be instructive, not meaning you got to shake ass and do all this other shit in class, but there's another thing to relate and to talk down. Like there's ways to work, you know, and like, if you're focused in our community, you know how when you talking to niggas sideways, you know what I'm saying? Be respectful and be respectful enough to give people your authentic self, or don't do it.
pretty much, man. That's a mic drop right there. I really don't have nothing to say after that. Just saying, like, yo, man, just make sure everybody that's been listening, man, just make sure y'all constantly continue to keep following Black Boys Home. Also, I want to shout out Danny. Danny, thank you for giving Brandon and myself the opportunity to always do this podcast with one another. I feel like this is definitely like a tag team joint, like all the time. And like I said,
we're like the triumvirate or something. Like Danny is like, Danny be like popping into the thread, like, okay, guys, like he's like, he always asks, but it's
word.
You know, he's like, you guys mind doing this and this instead of just, and we're like, yeah, of course, like obviously, I'm not gonna. But it's funny because I'm so like, I swear I'm like the laziest nigga. Like it's not that, like, it's like when we get here, I'm full, but like I always not lazy. I get anxious about planning stuff. Yeah. So it's like Danny's really big about like just like boom, I got the flyer, we're doing it, bam. And I'm like, oh shit, this is successful. So it's like, yeah, both of y'all are like my rock, bro. Like, yeah. So yes, much love to Danny. I'm gonna stop cutting niggas off. I'm gonna be quiet. I get excited. It's like, look, you get excited. Like I be nervous and excited and shit.
Yo, this is how we are all, and you know what's so crazy? The fact that we can just drop gems and educate each other and give each other flowers. We do this on a regular. So I guess that's why Danny was like, hell, we might as well do a podcast about it. We already talk about it offline. We might as well do it now. And I don't think a lot of people realize that those solutions come from those like car conversations when you're in the car with your people, or when y'all cooking, or y'all just playing spades, or y'all just probably on the phone. Y'all be having so many dope conversations like, yo, why am I not making a podcast about this? Or why I'm not even like putting this on paper? Yo, y'all need to be mindful. Like, y'all are geniuses. Like, y'all need to, y'all have so many ways to sit there and become entrepreneurs just with y'all voice alone. Now use that voice and put it, like my quote for you, and I'm gonna leave it with this: let your verbal contract match your walking contract. You can verbalize all you want, You can always be a closer, but you also gotta be an executioner too. Remember that.
And that's bars.
Like,
That's bars. The mic has
bro.
been dropped. That was another episode of the Black Boys Own podcast. Shout out Black Boys Own Pod. If you have not yet, follow Black Boys Own on Twitter, Instagram. Follow us on Facebook. I think maybe Danny probably has us on the moon. So, like, if you just look up Black Boys Own, follow everything. Donate. If this is hitting your ears and you enjoyed it, please, $1, $5, $10, $50, $1,000, right? All of these things go to help us ensure that Black boys are able to practice yoga with each other, with other Black men. And it helps build a community and network of Black people changing the world. And so I hope that you, Clubhouse, sorry. Follow us on Clubhouse. Thanks, Danny.
Oh yeah, follow the clock.
Follow us on Clubhouse. We're about to hop over to Clubhouse now. You're welcome to join us for a conversation on yoga and spirituality. You can find out that information and learn how to hear that conversation by following the Black Boys Own podcast. And of course, check out my man Ty's clothing line along with his other businesses. Shout out to the 50%. Namaste, 50%. You got me up. Shout out to that. Gotta love it. Please, where can they find your merch?
Just pretty much just I'm grassrooting it right now. So just shoot me a DM, like, yo, let me just know your size. I'm mailing them out like, they're all around the US right now, like literally.
My man selling virtually out of his trunk. You gotta love that type of hustle. Respect it. Be sure that you reach out to Ty, get your shirt, get your advice, get a yoga class, and get your life. We're gonna holler at y'all next month. Peace.
Peace.